It's the coach. I'm so honored that you listen to our show. I get your emails and your texts. It's Tuesday here in Southern California. Beautiful. 80 degrees, 5 mile an hour westerly breeze. And today's show is interesting. I've done 15,000 interviews and thousands of shows, and I've never done a show on aging. So I'm aging, so that's why I'm doing the show. So the title of the show is Aging Gracefully and Successfully, and she'll be here in a minute, but she runs she'll claim she doesn't run it, but she runs the Los Angeles Jewish Home. You don't have to be Jewish. I'm Catholic. I may wind up in this home. This home has the best reputation of any senior. Could you call it a village, Cheryl Neff?
Yes, it's a village. It's a home. It's a wonderful place for seniors to end up once they become.
Now, how old do you have to be? Like 21 to get in?
Yes, 21. I would love to live. I'm too young, unfortunately, but I would love to live there. The residents are taken care of.
The rooms are nice. We're going to get in this whole thing because our audience is actually older. If you're under 45 and you want to call into the station, I'll check your driver's license, but I don't think we have anybody under 45 listening to the show. No.
I thought you were 21.
I'm in my late 20s, 20 over something. And our dear friend, I just love her to death, Debbie Reeves, sitting here with us. She will not talk today because she apparently doesn't have her makeup on or something. I don't know. She's got to be all made up, before she'll talk. So
my bestie.
And then, so I've done, that's your bestie?
My bestie.
So I've done over 15,000 interviews in the last 10 years. I've never interviewed anybody in their 90s. So coming up here in a minute, one of my dear listeners, I have listeners all over the country. Chicago, John, I know you're listening in Chicago. I got people in Oregon listening, Arizona, almost every state. I don't think I have any listeners in Alaska or Hawaii, but almost every other state. Wow. And down in Orange County, I know Jeff's listening. So this gentleman's in New Jersey.
Oh, wow.
92 years young.
That's awesome.
And that's my goal. If I can make it to 90, I want to review everything, check everything out. So you can talk. What are you pointing to? What are you pointing to? What are you pointing?
I want to see what's in your hand.
It's my
that's
business
Cheryl
card.
Neff with the Los
My
Angeles.
phone number's on there, Justin.
See, now I really am going to play. How dare you?
He's a good-looking kid. He's a nice young man, too.
He seems very nice, very sweet and kind.
Oh,
and cute.
Boy. It's cute. Look at his smile. You can't tell. Well, yeah, you can tell if you go to YouTube next week. You can check Cheryl out. And if you go to my Facebook, look, I'm real close to 5,000 friends.
That's awesome.
Please, I'm begging you, go to Facebook, Coach Ron Tunick, and friend me today. If I know that you friend me today, great things will happen to you in your life. I promise, great things. But you got to friend the coach today, Coach Ron Tunick. All right, so let me bring, everybody has a friend named Lou, right?
Basically, yes.
So this is Big Lou. Big Lou, can you hear the coach's voice?
You bet. I can hear every word you're saying.
God bless you. So Lou Raymond, what year were you born, Lou?
1924.
God bless you.
Wow, that's awesome.
So how old? Let me ask this question, and Cheryl, you can jump in anytime you want. At what age is your earliest memory? Can you remember at like 5 years old?
Well, I can see you're saying right. 7, 8.
7 or 8. Wow. So let's see, 19. So that would have been somewhere in the 1930s. So what do you remember? Let's even go to 9 or 10. What do you remember about the 1930s?
Well, in the 31s, when the Depression was really in effect. Factories were closing. People were standing on the line waiting for a cup of soup. And apples were for sale for 5 cents. And things were so depressed. I could remember that vividly, always that sight. There was no work. My parents were immigrants, and they were looking for work, and my father got sick, and my mother was having children, and we were a family of 7, and we existed. We got by. but it was a tough time.
Wow.
Really.
Wow. We're talking to Lou Raymond, ladies and gentlemen, here in Southern California. Hundreds of thousands of people are listening to your voice on KHTS 1220 AM, one of the great radio stations in all of America. We have an app. Lou, you can listen to my show. Download do you have an iPhone or Droid? What do you have, Lou? Do you have a smartphone?
No, I have a regular cell phone.
Well, go out and get your son who listens to our show back in New Jersey. Get him to get you a smartphone. I don't know if you know this, but your son Phil is one of the great guys I've ever met in my life, and he's rich. Regardless of what he tells you today, this dude's got money. So I don't care what he tells you, he's loaded. Have him go out and get you a smartphone. And then with me in
is he single?
Lou?
No, not Lou, his son.
His son?
Yeah.
His son saw pictures of you, Cheryl. He would love to date you, but he's got a great girlfriend, Lisa.
Darn.
Lisa's listening to the show. Hi, Lisa. Lisa owns Lisa's Tax Service in Southern California. Lisa's Tax Service. So if you need taxes, just look her up. Go to Lisa's Tax, and you've already done it. She's already got clients from my show.
That's awesome.
You should advertise on the show.
I should advertise.
So our show today brought to you by the Los Angeles Jewish Home, and we're interviewing a wonderful young man, 92 years young, Lou Raymond. What city are you in New Jersey?
Right now, it's a little town called Manalapan, New Jersey, next to the big city of Freehold. Freehold in the 20s and the 30s was the egg market, I would say, of New Jersey.
Eggs? Chickens? You had chickens laying eggs?
Laying eggs, and their eggs were coming out beautiful. In 1932, President Roosevelt said, there's so many Jews in the industry of clothes making. We got to get them into the agriculture. And he got a city called Roosevelt, New Jersey. And the egg farmers were doing wonderful there.
Why are you bringing up the Jews? Just because our show's sponsored by the Los Angeles Jewish Home and you're Jewish, leave the Jews out of this conversation, please. So you fathered some great kids. Harriet is extremely successful. And Sonia, is she listening to the show? Sonia, your daughter?
I hope she's listening. She said she tried to find it.
There are two great daughters and your great son. So back to you. Let's talk. This show is dedicated to you, Lou Raymond. So how much was an apple in the 1930s? How much was an apple?
5 cents an apple.
5 cents an apple.
5 cents.
Wow. And gasoline?
Everything was, compared to today, it's no comparison. When a roll was a couple of pennies, a roll. And like that.
Yeah.
A dozen eggs was 60 cents. A dozen of donuts was 60 cents. And it was tough getting 60 cents.
Yeah,
even.
I bet. So now, what do you do during the day? Before we get into the intimate part of your life, what do you do during the day? What time do you get up? What time do you go to bed? What time do you go to bed?
Well, I liked them when David Letterman was on. I would stay till the end, which was 12:30, and I like Dave Letterman. And then if I could mention him, okay, I'd like him. And then get up 9 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. At breakfast. Okay, time out. I'm asking the questions, Lou. Don't take over the show here. So,
yeah, right.
Cheryl, any questions of Lou? Say hi to Cheryl, Lou.
Yes.
Hi, Lou.
Are you? He's single. Are you interested in older gentlemen?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I'm interested in any gentleman.
Yeah, well, this is a good one here. So, let me ask you both. As you age, do you sleep more or sleep less, Cheryl?
I would say sleep less.
What do you say, Lou? More or less?
I think I sleep more.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And you're healthy, thank God. So, do you have any goals? Like, do you have a goal to live to be, like Moses lived to be 120? That's one of my goals. Do you have a goal to live no?
We want to live healthy.
And you are healthy. How's your hip? You broke your hip?
You want to be independent. You want to here I am, independent. I have a 2-bedroom apartment, and I cook for myself, and I do everything myself. And then my children want me to have a buzzer on my chest in case I fall down, and I'm against that right now. I'm very, very active. I shoot pool 2 to 4 hours a day.
Where, in a pool hall? In a pool hall?
In my community where I'm living, we have a beautiful 4-room, 4-table pool table. Four tables.
How cool
And
is
they're
that?
always active.
What is your favorite, what's your diet like at 92? What do you have for breakfast?
Well, my favorite is oatmeal. And then the next day I have Ritina. And the next day I have a cereal, dry cornflakes. And the 4th day I have eggs. Eggs with onions, eggs with bacon, eggs with salami.
You're so funny, Lou. What about, let's move along with the diet. What about lunch? What do you do for lunch?
Well, lunch is a sandwich.
Got it. How about dinner?
Dinner, I make, if it's, I can make spaghetti and meatballs.
There you go. There you go. Well, I'd love to have a plate of
Oh,
spaghetti.
that
I'm
sounds
trying to-
I make my own chicken soup.
Do you make matzo ball soup? Matzo ball.
You're so funny, Cheryl. You don't even know what a matzo ball
I
is.
do. My best friend's Jewish.
Oh, Debbie's Jewish?
Yes.
So Cheryl wants to know if you make matzo ball soup.
Well, I can.
The answer is no, he doesn't
I
make
don't want
matzo
to
ball.
play around with matzo balls.
Oh.
Yeah, he doesn't want to play around with matzo balls. So, favorite television show. Favorite television show. We're talking to Lou Raymond, everybody. He's 92. My first interview ever of somebody in their 90s, and I'm so honored because your son is one of the great guys I've ever met.
Very nice.
Yeah, very nice son. Question about your favorite television show.
Well, I'm a sports fan. Any baseball, football, basketball, soccer, tennis, I could watch them for hours.
Oh, okay.
So but I don't want to say 60 minutes is a thing that I have to watch on a Sunday.
Yeah,
But
I like 60 minutes. I'm a sports guy. All right, you've lived 92 years. You're still healthy. You got all your faculties. You shoot pool. Give me 3 things in 92 years. What are 3 things that you would say to people in Southern California about living? I mean, what would you say? Let me give me the number 1 thing you would take away. What would you say about life?
Well, life was very good to us right here. If you're active, you get up. I walk from 10 o'clock till 11 o'clock most every night.
Woo. Time out. Where are you walking? You're walking at night?
I run at night.
I love night. There's not a soul. There's very few cars. You just stay on the sidewalk, and you go. It's a circle. You go around the circle.
It's a safe. I need to talk to Phil when he gets home. Find out what kind of neighborhood you live in. I live in a nice neighborhood. I wouldn't even walk in my own neighborhood.
Where do you live?
In a really nice neighborhood.
I run at night here in
Do you
Santa
live in a
Clarita.
nice? Do you live in a nice neighborhood?
Yes, I do. Very
Not as nice as mine.
Well, I'm sure not. No.
And I wouldn't go out in my own neighborhood. I don't even trust my neighbors. I mean, I think every one of my neighbors is serving 5 to 10.
Oh, wait, I know where you live. You do live in a nice neighborhood.
I do live in a nice neighborhood, yeah. Back to you, Lou Raymond, 92 years old. Man, you are a fun guy to talk to. So give me the 3 takeaways about life. What would you say about life? I mean, would you say that it's worth living? Would you say that it helps to make a lot of money? What would you say about life?
Well, my important thing is my wife and I raised 4 wonderful children.
Well, I know Phil. I know Harriet. No Sonia. Am I missing somebody?
You're missing my second son, Phil, Scotty.
Oh, Scotty. Where's Scotty at?
Well, Scotty is a very active man. He just put 32 years in the Newark post office, Carteret, Newark. 32 years, and he just retired about 4 months ago.
Is he listening to the show?
Well, I don't know if Philip contacted him about it.
Here's another thing. I've never interviewed anybody in their 90s, and I've never interviewed anybody that worked for the post office. So tell your son I want to interview Scott about No, I'm
That's
curious
awesome.
about
Yeah,
working in the post. I would ask questions like, have you ever opened anybody's mail? You know, because
Isn't
you
that
know,
a federal offense?
yeah, but you know there's checks in the
Oh, yeah.
thing, right? So
Yeah.
you just take a couple envelopes home. Nobody knows.
Right.
Right?
No, I don't. I'm like, yeah, right. Sure, yeah, okay.
You wouldn't do that, Cheryl?
No.
That's Cheryl Neff. And our next segment, Lou, hopefully you'll keep listening, because maybe you'll come to California, get out of New Jersey, get out of that weather. And Cheryl runs the Los Angeles Jewish Home, which has maybe the highest rating of any retirement home in the United States. I mean, it is. You have a waiting list to get in.
We have a waiting list to get in, yes, but we do have open beds. There's just an admissions process
You have
to get
open
in.
rooms? I don't
We
get
have
about the
open
open
rooms.
beds.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
we have open rooms. They're called open beds, but they're open rooms.
okay,
yeah.
so back to you, Lou Raymond. What are the 3 things that you take away from life? And then I got to go to a break. You got 2 minutes to tell me at 92, what do you take away?
Try to stay healthy. Have confidence in a doctor. You know, I have my cardiologist I have for 20 years. In 1938, 38, yeah. 1998, he gave me a bypass, and I've been with him for these 20 years. And whatever he says, we try, and we're best of friends. And so that's one of my accomplishments. And,
I think your biggest accomplishment is your 4 kids love you so much. And, you know, to me, being a father, not having any regrets that you left it all on the table for your kids, I don't think it's any better than that. That would be my takeaway. But
well, that's the way it is. They know everything I did, what I did, how I did it, and I'm lucky.
Yeah.
We were just talking about it today at breakfast. Another fellow was talking. He says he's so lucky. He has 4 children. They're all independent. They're wealthy. They went to college. They did everything. And that's the type of family that we're in. There's no problem with the police departments or dopers or anything like that.
Well, I hope you can keep listening to the show. It's go to hometownstation.com. I'm going to have you back sooner than later, because we just didn't even touch your life of 92 years. What was the best part of your life? What was the best part of your life? Was there a particular year?
I served the service in 1942 to 1945. I was in the Navy, and that is the best experience and the best training for life. You got to get along with everybody, and then that's the purpose of it.
All right. Thank you for your service. Thank you. Now, which is your favorite kid? I know Phil's there, but which kid do you really favor over those? You got Scotty, you got Harriet, you got Sonia, and you got Phil. Which is your favorite?
Ron, I don't want to make a statement. I don't want to commit myself. They're all the greatest. They worry more than I do about myself. I can't make a move, and not that I need it, but they watch me and they say, "Okay, do it right."
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
I'm so honored to meet you, Lou. I mean, I'm so honored to meet you, Lou Raymond, and I'm going to have you back, and we'll get into more of your life. If you keep listening, we're going to be talking in the next segment after the break with Cheryl Neff, who she runs the Los Angeles Jewish Home. And I want to find out about aging. You've aged gracefully. You've aged with class. You've aged with fun. You've got love in your life. That's probably all good reasons to live to be 92, huh, Cheryl?
Yes, most important.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah, you know
outlook.
what?
Good outlook on life.
Yeah. Thank you, Lou. I'm going to have your son in the studio here in a month or so, and we'll get you on the phone and have some fun. And next time I call you back, I want to get Scotty on there to find out about the post office. And I've never had anybody from the post office. So will you talk to him for me?
Yes.
Okay, pal.
Philip will talk to him and get him set whenever you want him.
Okay. God bless you. God bless you. And I'll be praying for you. And I'll talk to you real soon. Lou Raymond from New Jersey.
I wish you very much success on your programs and your interviews. Philip just can't stop talking about you. I don't want to say that.
Yeah, well, he's a good guy. Get him to buy you a new smartphone today. Seriously, as soon as you get off the air with me, say, Phil, Coach says, go get me an iPhone. Teach me how to use it.
Well, I don't want. They said any monkey can work an iPhone. I don't know about that.
I don't know about that. God bless you. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Bye, Lou. It's nice meeting you. Bye.
I'll be listening.
Thank
I'll
you.
be listening to you. Okay.
Take care.
All right.
Bye.